Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling Podcast. The episode you're about to listen to is episode 159, and the audio is jacked up. So I do want to apologize to everybody that's listening to this podcast right now that our microphone was muffled, and we did not notice it until we were already done the review. And since me and my partner Primetime, we're essential workers and we travel a lot and stuff like that, it's hard for us to get back on course to redo podcasts. So we put this one out. So we do apologize for the muffled sound. For the next podcast, we're going to make sure that everything is on and ready. I appreciate all the love that you guys give us. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. But I want to give you guys that quick disclaimer about the audio problems that we're having in this show. So once again, make sure you guys check out Prime Nostalgia Podcast, and of course the No Gimmicks Needed Podcast on No Coalition Studios, and enjoy the show. So real quick, did you see what Eric Bischoff said? Well, I think it was sometime last week or a couple days ago.
What did he say?
He said that he felt as though that TNA at its peak, at its height, was better than NXT. Do you? And I was just like, you know what? Somebody, huh?
Which NXT?
Well, if he's talking about NXT today, then he's right. But I'm guessing he's talking about NXT overall, as in from 2012 when it first got on Hulu to up until now. There have been no better shows of NXT than there was with Impact at its height. Now, somebody who loves NXT and loves Impact just as much as I do, I want to get your opinion on that.
It depends on what era of Impact he's talking about. Whatever era he's talking about, it's not with him there. So,
well, first of all, I hope Bischoff knows that the height of Impact was not with him and Hogan was there.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah, I really hope he understands. I'm actually going, as you give your opinion, I'm going to look it up. Eric Bischoff. Yeah, because he definitely said that.
I would say, I mean, it depends, but I would say, yeah, I would agree.
Well, I didn't know if you was going to agree with that or not.
Yeah, TNA's have some good shows every single week. Every single thing we used to be good. I mean, so I would agree. But if he's talking about those years he was there, then I want him.
No. So here's the article right here on Wrestling Headlines. It says Eric Bischoff doesn't think NXT is better than TNA when it was at its peak. And then this is what Eric Bischoff said. I have a quote here. I don't think NXT is as good as TNA was when TNA was at its peak. Now, at its peak is subject, right? Question mark. Some people like TNA when it first started because it was new. I get that. There's value in that. A lot of people like it because it liked it because it did feel different in the very beginning. Some people did like that smaller presentation more than anything. Everybody loves a competitor, right? Because you get your hopes up. You get interested in some new, fresh characters that you haven't seen before. But if you go back and look at TNA in terms of its peak across the boards, not in a moment, but they keep jumping on me. Not in a moment in time, but for an extended period of time, in terms of television ratings, pay-per-view buys, and house show attendance, then that will be the period in time that I was describing earlier with the Aces and Eights peak storyline. Period. When Brooke Hogan and Bully Ray and all of that when...
Whoa. Peak storyline.
Oh, God, no. He said we were pulling 35 or 5,000 people in a venue. I don't know that NXT is doing anything better than TNA was when TNA was at its peak. And I'll be pretty sure, I don't know, but if I were a betting man, I bet that there are a lot more resources being pumped into NXT than there ever were pumped into TNA. Those are his exact quotes. No. See, because I'm going to say this was TNA like they were on a major channel on Spike TV, and they had a lot of good things. Like I said, when Hogan and Bischoff came, first of all, I did not like them going back to the square ring. I'm like, the octagon was now, even though for the wrestlers they said they hated wrestling on that octagon ring, but as fans we love the shit. I love the.
And it makes them stand out, of course.
It does. I love the heel and face tunnels. Nobody was doing that until TNA was doing that.
I don't like how AEW does it, but I like how TNA did it because they had two different sides of the whole arena.
Yeah. Well, how's AEW do it?
AEW has it where there's two arenas on the stage and they come out of either side.
Oh yeah.
While Impact used to have it like one side of the whole arena is the stage and the other side of the whole arena is the street.
Like I like the.
Eventually changed it to a ramp.
Yeah, I like the small feel of it. Like I like the welcome to the Impact Zone. I like the Impact Zone. It was nothing like watching.
I like the memes every time somebody gets released. They be like, "What is so and so doing in
the Impact Zone?" Yeah, like I like that. The Impact Zone was a good name for it, and they had some very talented wrestlers there. And because TNA wasn't the place where most of the WWE's guys came to come bitch. They came to make a name for themselves.
Some of them did. Some of them didn't.
Some of them did. I mean, Christian Cage was a whole thing over in TNA. And I was like, okay, Christian.
He was undefeated for 2 years.
Yeah, he was something over at TNA. Kurt Angle was something over at TNA. Samoa Joe, Sting, AJ Styles. Kurt
Angle was the dude.
Yeah, who you telling? Kurt Angle was the guy. Jeff Hardy just couldn't.
Kurt Angle was the guy.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy was even good over there, but Jeff Hardy was going to keep his head straight.
Well, yeah.
And
he had like 3 different. Of course, his initial run was cool, and then he left and came back in 2010 and had that. Then, of course, that's when he had a decline. And then when Matt came, I think he was better. And then, of course, the broken stuff was good.
Yeah, they were unique. However, some of the matches were kind of confusing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I did like the King of the Mountain match, but the concept was stupid. To hang up the belt.
Well, Jeff Jarrett thought of the concept, so of course it's
yeah, it was he ain't sell a dime. But then also it's kind of like I like the Bound for Glory series. The amount of points you have to get so you can be the one ranked top to go to get the championship opportunity at Bound for Glory opposed to the Royal Rumble. I thought that was cool. I love Lockdown. I love the fact that I can have different kind of matches all inside of a steel cage. Minus the electricity one.
As long as we get that out of the way.
Okay, yeah, the electric steel cage one was terrible. But when they had the lethal lockdown, or they had the street fight, or the first blood, all inside of the cage, I thought that was a good way to keep things going. Destination X is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Elevation
X was cool too.
Yeah, Elevation. That's what. Yeah, well, Elevation X is when they use like the steel beam, right?
Yeah, Elevation X was like a scaffold match, basically.
Yeah, but I like when they had the whole wrestling ropes going across, and they had the X Division Championship in the middle. And I was like, those matches are awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was a unique.
I like those matches, the singles and the tag team matches that they had with these tag teams. Back for the tag belts a couple times too.
Yeah, they did with the original LAX.
Yeah, LAX, I think the W's, I think too.
Yeah, so like they had very interesting concepts, but in my personal, because I don't think Bischoff counts 2000, because like you said, the early years. I'm like, to me, 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are TNA's peak years to me.
Yeah.
From 2004 to 2009.
Maybe even 2005. Maybe not even 2004.
Okay, so 2005, 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say those are TNA's peak years. Then when Bischoff and Hogan came, then if you're looking at pay-per-view buys, if you're looking at um, if you're looking at I would say when they're selling out different revenue stuff like that, then okay, you can't argue with that. But still, that's when it started going to the decline.
They actually went on tour.
Exactly, and that's when it started going on a little bit of a decline. 2010 wasn't that bad. I mean, it was a different year.
Oh, really?
Okay, never mind.
More boys are coming. 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. That was
You know what, brother? I'm gonna give you this ring. It's gonna give you superpowers.
Yeah, I want the Abyss to destroy the whole X division. I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's fucking stupid. So, but then I go back and think of NXT at its peak, and I think the best years, in my opinion, NXT would be 2014 to 2018.
Maybe.
Because
2014, 2018. Yeah, okay.
because 2014, we was going with the Sammy Kevin Owens storyline. You had Finn Balor.
Tyson Kidd and Neville and Sami Zayn and
Exactly.
Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, you had all. Well, Tyler Breeze was actually somebody.
Yeah.
And then okay, it's like 2015. You had the Four Horsewomen, obviously still, and
I don't know. I think I would say 3 because it was not the 4 in the NXT. It was not. Not in NXT. No.
Okay, yeah. Well, it was mostly about Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte. Then, more so Sasha and Charlotte.
Yeah, and then when they left, then Bayley.
Yeah.
Bayley was just like there.
Asuka in the beginning, then when they came over, then when they started bringing more credible people like Bobby Roode, when he was the true Undisputed Era, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, the fantastic run of Shinsuke and Finn Balor.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Even Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens was great.
Yep.
And so yeah, it was all good, but once again, NXT they've treated like more of a developmental. They never brought anything new to the table at its peak, other than just great wrestling. But TNA did try to bring something that was so much different from what WWE did. I'm not mad at him for saying that. Too much. It's just. I refuse to call that Hogan era. Keyword: refuse to call that Hogan era. Peak TNA.
Oh, come on. You don't like the Nasty Boys in 2010 and Kevin Nash and X-Pac and Scott Hall as the tag champions in 2010?
Bruh, I'm sitting here. I liked Main Event Mafia until Sting ruined that.
That's the best. That's probably the best TNA action ever. I'm calling it right now.
Main Event Mafia? Well, everybody was good in it, but because Sting don't know how to be a heel.
I think that was his thing. He was the only one that stuck out. When all of them took over, it was all good except for him.
Yeah, I like Kurt Angle's version. Of course, everybody loved Black Snow. And Scott Steiner and Kevin Nash. And Kevin Nash, he was rocking all the gray. But the Main Event Mafia, I was like, that is a clever fucking name for a group. And everything in Booker T and Scott Steiner, how they had all their history was the tag team champions, and then Sting was the main guy, and him and Kurt Angle always clash, and Kevin Nash is just more there.
There to collect the check.
Yeah. There to collect the check. So
and then they added Samoa Joe, and then of course they brought it back with Madness. So then it's
That was stupid. First of all, just like the Beatdown Clan could have been something, but that's we had Fat Joe, excuse me, Samoa Joe, and then you had no, I was right. He was fat at that time, and Kenny King, and who else was part of the Beatdown Clan?
Loki.
Loki, like, oh my god. Can we at least agree that the Hurt Business was better than the Beatdown Clan?
In execution, yes, but members, no.
I like. Well, let's see. Samoa Joe, Bobby Lashley.
So you mean to tell me Kenny King is not a new age Shelton Benjamin?
Yes, I mean, I like Kenny.
And Loki can do almost the same thing. So Cedric got the edge over that, and then Joe and Lashley. I prefer Joe.
I mean, everybody prefers Joe, but Lashley just stays in shape long. I'm sorry, Lashley's that's an impactful dude right there. I will pick Joe, but Lashley's an impactful dude right there.
Name your favorite Lashley match.
My favorite Bobby Lashley match. Huh. TNA or WWE? Either. Lashley versus oh god, I forgot his name. When he was rocking, I can't. You know what? You're right. I can't sit there and pick out like the greatest Bobby Lashley match that was like top to bottom thing. But when he was rocking that headband in TNA, and he was like winning all the championships, I was like, Bobby is on another roll right now.
He had all of them at one time. I think only him and Kurt was the only ones to do that in TNA.
Yeah, so it was just like, I mean, they treated Bobby Lashley with love there, and he actually redeemed himself a lot. So I mean, the one he had at Father Alicia with what's his name was actually pretty dope too. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. But then it's kind of hard to name the best Bobby Lashley match. So I ain't mad at you for that one.
Actually, I would say him and EC3 and him and Galloway was good too. Drew Galloway and EC3.
Honestly, I think EC3 is a better, Bobby Lashley better than EC3 in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Understandable.
Not talking wise. I'm talking about just wrestling wise.
Yeah, because he don't got that many moves. EC3.
Yeah.
He got like a snap mirror and tackle and stuff. So yeah.
Uh huh.